Let's take a look at an example. What we're given here is we're given a description. I'll read it for you. Suppose I'm saving up money to take a family trip. I've got $500 right now and we'll be saving $100 each month until the trip. We can take this description and we can actually figure out some values. We're going to figure out some values in a table. We're going to take those table values, put them in a graph, and then eventually try to write an equation that will model this situation for us. Well, if we take a look at the table, I've put months from 0 to 6. Well, at month 0, I haven't saved any additional money, but the description says that I've got $500 now. That means before I even try to make any more savings, we are at $500. That would be our starting point. That would be our initial value with the situation. After 1 month, I still have that $500, but it says I will be saving $100 each month. So I've got the original $500. In addition, I've got another $100 for a total of $600. And every single month from there on out, I have an additional $100. So I'm going to count by $100 until we get to the end of our values. And pretty quickly we can see that, okay, after 6 months, we're going to have a total of $1,100 saved up for this family trip. We can then take those values, those coordinates, and put them onto a grid. Notice I've only have positive values for my x-axis, positive values for my y-axis, because we're only having positive months and positive amounts of money. We're going to start off at, well, our initial value, 0 months, $500. That's going to be a coordinate right on the y-axis. We go up $100 after 1 month to 600, another 100 to 700, another 100 to 8, then to 900 to 1000 or 1000, and that 6th month is when we get to $1,100. We've got all of our values laid out. You can notice that there's a nice pattern that's happening here. We call this a linear pattern. There's a nice steady growth. We know that that growth is $100 each month, but it gives us a nice visual of what's happening, how much we're saving. Lastly, we want to try to write an equation. We want to, in this case, know how much money we're dealing with. Well, that changes. You know it changes. It changes on a monthly basis, and that's why I've labeled it as an M. An M is a variable, and the variable says this thing can vary as time goes on. Well, how much money I have? Well, we can be saying your money is, well, initially it's $500. And that $500 is not attached to anything. It's just there. We know we've got $500 right now. But in addition to that, literally in addition to that $500, we are going to earn $100 as time goes on. I'm going to label that as a T. We know T is standing for the amount of months that are happening. That $100 won't happen if time doesn't go by. If this is a 0, 100 times 0 is 0, and we're just left with a $500. If 5 months go by, we would say 5 times 100, we've saved an additional $500. 500 plus 500 is 1,000. We go here after 5 months, yes, that's at 1,000. We go here, yes, after 5 months, we've got $1,000. All three things are saying exactly the same thing. Our table of values gives us very specific values, which are very nice. Our coordinate system helps us see this pattern that's happening over a period of time. And our equation models the situation and allows us to figure out values at any given amount of time without having to make a graph or without having to make a table. All three of them are saying the same thing. All three of them are something that I want you to feel comfortable with being able to represent this situation above.